And we're going to go over a specific part from this week's Torah portion. This week's Torah portion is a double portion, Matot Maseh, and there's a few verses in there that talk about the Jewish practice of Tevilat Kelim, which is found in Bamidbar, Numbers, chapter 31, verses 21 to 23. So Tevilat Kelim is the immersion of utensils, cooking utensils. The Jewish table is likened to an altar. Its holiness is compared to that of the Beit Hamikdash, the holy temple. Before dishes and utensils can be used in the kosher kitchen, they must acquire an additional measure of holiness, which is conferred through the ritual immersion in a pool of naturally gathered water, or a mikvah. A mikvah is a specially constructed ritual pool connected to a source of pure rainwater, and vessels may also be immersed in certain natural bodies of water, such as the ocean. This procedure is known as toveling, and it's derived from the Hebrew word tovel, or to immerse. And this practice was birthed by the passage in Bamidbar, Numbers 31, chapter 21 to 23 from Matot, which is this week's Torah portion. Okay, so I'm going to go over those verses right now, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So this says, Ko vayomer Eleazar ha-kohen el anshe hatzava. And so far that means, and he said, referring to Eleazar, the priest, the kohen, to the men of el anshe hatzava, the army, habaim, the ones who came, la milchama, to the battle or war, zot chukat haTorah, this is the statute of the Torah, asher tziva Hashem, which Hashem commanded, et Moshe, to Moses. Ad et hazahav, only the gold, ve'et ha-kasef, the silver, and the silver, et han-choshet, the bronze, et ha-barzel, the iron, et habdil, the tin, ve'et ha-ofaret, the lead. So it's talking about vessels, utensils that are made of certain types of material, metals, basically. Kol davar, everything, asher, that, yavo, can pass, va'esh, in the fire, ta'aviru, you shall pass, va'esh, in the fire, ve'taher, and it will be clean, ad, also, b'mei nida, with the water of separation. Nida refers to also the woman who is to be separated when it is her time for menstruation. She's also separated, and at the end of her menstruation cycle, she also undergoes a mikvah, just like these utensils do. So it's saying that the water should be just like the water used for a nida. Yithata, it will be purified. V'chol, and all, asher, that, lo yavo, cannot pass, ba'esh, in the fire, ta'aviru v'mayim, you will make it pass through, it will be purified, or you'll make it pass in the water. So if you can't put it through fire, if it can't withstand fire, then you will only immerse them in the water if it can't stand fire, so if it's non-metal. Eleazar the kohen said to the soldiers returning from battle, "This is the statute that the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold, the silver, the copper, the iron, the tin, and the lead. Whatever is used in fire you shall pass through fire, and then it will be clean. It must, however, also be cleansed with water of impurity, or nidah, and whatever is not used in fire you shall pass through water." So, okay, we'll explain more about that, what that means. Okay, this is yet another object lesson from the Torah that elevates the mundane things in life, in this case, simple vessels for food, to a holy level. It reminds me that everything in our lives should be kashered or tested by the fire of the Torah. And then, if it passes, it should be toveled or immersed in the water as a symbol of dedication to Hashem. And this is also the similar process to Jewish conversion. A person is tested by the fire of the Torah. They're convicted that the Torah is true and the God of the Torah is true. And then after that, they undergo a mikvah, and they dedicate themselves to a holy life, to be a part of Israel, to be for Hashem. Immersion in a mikvah is required only for utensils that were manufactured or ever owned by a non-Jew. Even those that were previously used without being immersed still require immersion and thorough cleaning and kashering if necessary, if the dishes are used. This principle is based on the fact that the Israelites were instructed to purify the items they plundered from their foes, the Midianites. The Jewish legal tradition understands the fire cleansing as a way of removing the traces of non-kosher food, but views the subsequent immersion as a form of ritual purification. This second stage is not a matter of kashrut. In fact, food is still considered kosher if it has been prepared in kosher utensils that require immersion but have not undergone the procedure. So if the item is new, we only tovel it. If the item is used, we also kasher it first. And usually we don't buy any used cooking utensils, but once in a while we will. I got a bread machine from Craigslist once, and things like that. In general, Orthodox Jews continue to immerse metal and glass pots and dishes and recite a blessing upon the act. We say, "Blessed are you, O Lord our God, who has sanctified us through his commandments and commanded us concerning the immersion of utensils." In Hebrew, it would be, "Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al tevilat keli," or kelim, if it's more than one dish, kelim. Preparation for immersion consists of the removal of any substance that would intervene between the water of the mikvah and the surface of the utensil, such as dirt, rust, stickers or glue from labels, and price markings or price tags. Steel wool or acetone, nail polish remover, are sometimes needed to remove all traces of surface markings. Types of vessels requiring immersion. So a vessel made of metal or glass with which one eats, drinks, cooks, roasts, fries, or heats up water for drinking requires immersion with a blessing. Examples of vessels requiring immersion with a blessing include corelle dishes, silverware, pots and pans, glazed china, kettle, and those parts of a mixer or blender which come into direct contact with food. Okay, plastic items technically do not require immersion. Nevertheless, there are some, like myself, who have the custom to immerse plastic utensils also, but most do not do that with a blessing. Utensils that do not require immersion are those made of wood, paper, bone, unglazed earthenware, disposable utensils such as plastic cups or plates, which are not fit for long-term use and which one normally discards after using, such as paper cups, paper plates, or something like that. So for myself, I do immerse everything that is used for food, except for the temporary things like paper plates and cups, the disposable items, no matter what they are made of. But halakhically, it's not required. So I just wanted to share this with you. I think it's a beautiful practice, an act of dedication that every little thing in our lives, especially the food that we eat, because our bodies are precious to God, and He cares about what we put in our mouths, what we eat. We have the kashrut laws, and this is part of it. This is a symbolic way, which He commanded. Um, Numbers chapter 31 sets the precedent for this practice, for this commandment.